Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today I'm going to share with you a card that I'm going to be sending out to my customers, and it features a couple of products from the 2020 mini catalogue, and that's the Layered with Kindness stamp set along with the Label Me Lovely punch, and you can see that they coordinate the shapes on there will coordinate with the stamp set. So let's go ahead and make a start. So I've got some supplies that I've got ready here, and my first piece is a piece of vanilla, very vanilla, and this is 5 by 3 3/4, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping, and I've chosen to use Pear Pizzazz here. And we're going to use this lovely leaf stamp, and as you'll see when I stamp in a moment, it has a variation in the colour, different depths, and so it gives a really good image on your card. So can you see it looks as though some ink's missing, but actually that's supposed to be like that. And so I'm just going to put a couple more either side. Now I have got some things crossing over here, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be held by my hidden rather by my focal point. So there's my my card. Then I'm just going to take my envelope and gonna pop a little stamp here, and then I also like to put a little something inside my card. So this is just a regular size card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and for this one I'm using the extra thick vanilla cardstock. So there's that one. So that's my green, and then I'm going to use a colour I always forget about this time of year. I'm always using it in Halloween and autumn, but pumpkin pie is a really pretty orangey colour. So I'm using the little flower stamp, and I'm just going to sort of fill in a little bit on the envelope and the inside of the card just to bring that in. And I've also got a strip of very vanilla card. This is just a scrap, and I'm going to stamp 3 separate flowers on there as well. So set that aside. I have already stamped my greeting, which says "for my friend," and I have punched it out with the Label Me Lovely punch that I mentioned a few moments ago. So that this time is all our stamping done. I have a layer here of the pumpkin pie. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just gonna use a little liquid adhesive. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Looks like that one's dead, so we're going to use some snail instead. There we go. Okay, right, any of you who've watched my videos will know I don't use snail very often. I much prefer to use liquid adhesive, but there we go, that's stuck down. And then I am going to take some of the Grapefruit Grove 1/8 ribbon. Now I know it's a slightly different color to the pumpkin pie, but actually it works really well, because you don't currently have a pumpkin pie ribbon. So I'm just going to cut myself a piece and just pop it where I'd like it. And then I like to use a little sticky tape to attach that to my card, and I use my bone folder to just really make sure that that's stuck down well, and bring this round, make sure it's level, and then another little bit of the sticky tape, and this is just tape that you'd use to wrap up parcels, Christmas gifts, something like that. So there we have there, and then I'm going to pop it down here and I'm going to attach it with some dimensionals. So I've got a few bits and pieces left here. Hope that you always use the skeleton from the a sheet of dimensionals, because they just work just as well as the others, as the main parts. And then I think, yes, I've got another piece here. So I like to put one in each corner and one in the middle, just to stop it sagging. So these are like the regular size, the larger dimensionals here. In a few moments I'm going to be using the smaller ones, and we're going to pop that like that. And then for my labels, I'm going to use this pumpkin pie piece as a layer behind my greeting. And to do that, I'm going to cut this in half with my paper snips. And I'm going to see if I've got some liquid. Yeah, there we go. I must have just picked up the wrong one here a few moments ago. And then let's get rid of that before everything sticks to it. And then I'm just going to line up the top edge, or the side edges rather, and just give myself a little border both sides. So I start by making sure that the sides are lined up, and then I can just shimmy and smoosh this down until it's level and equal to the other side. Now we have got a gap on the other side, but when it's stuck to the card, nobody's going to be any the wiser. So this is going to go on the card like this, and so I'm going to put dimensionals either side, not top and bottom, because otherwise that'll just get sort of perched up on the ribbon, and it won't sit neat. So I'm going to pop that like that. Oops, there we go. And I'm just going to position it so it just kind of is central on that broader piece here, but it hides all the, if you like, the mechanics of the stamping underneath there. So that's that part of the card. So then we have the little flowers. So I stamped 3 a few moments ago, and I'm going to fussy cut these out. I already did 2 a few moments ago, so before I started the video. So I'm going to just do the 3rd one. And how I fussy cut is I hold the scissors fairly still, and I basically just move the paper, and that way you get a smoother cut. Now you can cut on the stamped image, or you can give it a little border. I'm just giving this one a little border here, but you know, it's a matter of preference more than anything. It's entirely up to you. And if you just see, I'm struggling a bit because I'm working literally at arm's length, but Hopefully it will come out the way I want it to. So if you can see, I'm basically leaving the scissors where they are, just sort of gently squeezing them and opening them occasionally, but I'm actually moving my paper, and that will give me, as I said, a smoother finish. And we're nearly there. Yay. Okay, and that end bit always seems to come as a point, so you make sure that you just get rid of that little point there. Okay, so that's fussy cutting, and on these three I am going to use the mini dimensionals because they're obviously a smaller piece of cardstock. So one on each. And let's see where we're going to put them. So I'm going to kind of pop one up over there just to break that line, and then we're going to put one here and the other one just sort of at a slightly different angle like that. And then my final flourish is my some rhinestones. I'm going to use the putty end of the pick your tool and just pop one in each of the middles of the flowers, and that's my, oh, you came off. That's better. Didn't expect that. There we are. So there's our card and our coordinating envelope. I certainly hope that you've enjoyed this card and the introduction to the stamp set and the new punch. Go ahead and give my video a little thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. You'll see a link beneath this video to my blog where you'll find supply list and a link to my online store. Well, thanks very much for joining me today. I certainly appreciate the time. Bye for now.